So if you see the jump rope design like this, well, I did that. I can't show you what I'm doing right now because I'm eating. But what I am going to show you is these 30-year-old trunks. And what I am going to do is give them a good restoration and preservation. They are, um, I was going to say, 24 to 50 inches long. They are approximately 30 years old. I am going to be adding very little human hair to them to rebuild and reinforce the strength in the locks. Um, I don't want to put too much human hair on them because one, the person is older, and as we age and things like that, our roots and stuff starts to thin out. So I don't want to speed up his roots thinning out. So what I am going to do is just reinforce some of the weak points, all the weak points, and I'm also going to be decompressing. Um, a lot of the locks have, a lot of flatness. Like you can see with this lock, it is completely flat, not just at the bottom, not just at the middle, but the whole lock is flat. So I have to um, do a lot of decompressing. This process is going to take me about 7 days. Right now, I am eating breakfast. I am eating French toast with beef bacon, along with some milk. The tools that I'm going to be using, because these are not young and young like teenage locks, like 15 years old and 10 years old and things like that. I am going to be using a zero point 0.5, and I'm also going to be using a zero point 0.4, and I'm going to be using some scissors, of course, because I'm also um, cutting the locks because I have to combine them. So those are my things right there. I have some wiki oil over there. And then I have some coconut water. I do not use tap water in my hair or anyone else's hair because of the fluoride. So this is um, coconut water. Um, as you can see, I also have some vitamin E oil inside. That's it. It's just coconut water and vitamin E oil. I also mist my own hair with rosemary and cloves because I have alopecia aorta and I have eczema. So not only do my hair thin out and stuff on its own, but I also have to keep it moisturized. And that is how I do that. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. So I will probably get to this in about 15 minutes. So if you are interested in lock processes and things like that, please subscribe to my channel. That's what this channel is about. You know, I need to stop saying I do know that. I'm working on my vocabulary far as, talking to you and things like that. So yeah, I talk really slow. I feel like I talk really slow. I have ADHD, and I have to really think about my words before I get the words out. So, yeah, I might, make this live, but I also might take the live down and put it on my video editor and speed up the words because I cannot talk fast like most people. Again, I have to process and think about what it is I'm gonna say before I say it. So, yeah, if you don't mind that on these lives, then cool. We'll be great friends. hmm hmm I thumbs up this commercial. What time is 428. 428. Oh yeah. And this is my design. So if you see anybody in the world with their wigs and trunks looking like this, that is because of me. I created this look in 2020. And every day and every year, I improve or create something else. You might want to check out my Instagram. Again, that is WigKid RVA. Then I got a YouTube and I have an Instagram. That's it. hmm Oh yeah. I also, besides restoration, I also create locks. Well, I just told you I create locks. That right here, this right here is my jump rope wig pattern. Pattern. That is what that is. That's called jump rope wig, and also in my locks. But I also install them. So not only do I mimic other people's locks, when I say mimic other people's locks, no, I don't copy anybody's work. I don't look at other people's videos and things like that. What I mean is, a person might be missing some locks and things like that. And so I am able to mimic the lock to make it blend like the rest of the person locks. So that is why I am mostly called mimic. So yeah, it's either wicked or either mimic. That is because I mimic people locks in that type of way. Just like you see like these locks, as you can see like the age on them. These locks are about 30 years old, and I am going to be turning them into 14. They are about 24 to 50 inches. There's a lot of short ones. And like I said, keep in mind, I'm not going to add too much human hair on them, but I will be adding it to, reinforce the structure. I want the locks to be able to, function like they was once before. I want to help this person continue their lock journey. So that is what we are going to be doing. Because as you age, your locks do get thin. They start to thin out, start getting, holes and reverting. Like they're going through a whole maturing process. The longer you have them, the more, things that will, go through them. If it's especially if you're not maintaining them. If you're maintaining your locks, you know what I'm saying, you can slow down the processes, the disastrous processes, let me say that. You can slow that down, you know what I'm saying, as long as you have some type of maintenance. If you're going 3-4 years without maintenance, they'll end up getting flat. And I'm saying this for large trunks, large wicks, large locks, jumbo locks. It does not matter. Over time, they will get flat. Don't let nobody tell you that they're not going to get flat, because they are. And then when you get them decompressed, you know what I'm saying, it would be a long time before they get flat again. But again, you cannot avoid that process. They will get flat if you have those locks that I just mentioned. So over time, the maintenance would be for that is filling in soft spots, you know what I'm saying, and decompression. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to add some human hair, but don't add too much, because your roots remember the weight of the locks that you have. So you don't want to put too much human hair on them. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't want to increase the tension. You don't want to increase the pulling. And that's what's really important. This person is about, I'm going to say, 40 to 50-ish, if not a little bit older. I won't say they're over the age of 54, but this can give you an idea that having locks for a very long time, this is what they can look like. As you can see, this trunk right here, is completely flat. It's completely flat. See that? It's not just flat in the middle, and it's not just flat at the bottom. It is completely flat. Look at that. All the way. And so what I am going to do is decompress that. I'm also, like I mentioned, I'm also just using a zero point 0.4 and a 0.5 tool. I don't want to use a 0.7 definer, the better. Because it's like the older the lock is, you know what I'm saying, the more caution you want to use. And when I'm decompressing them, I am lifting the hairs. So I don't want to like snag the hairs. You know, if I do snag them, it would be like minimal damage versus me using a 0.7 or a 0.8. And I'm almost finished breakfast. As a matter of fact, I think this video is good enough. I'll restart the video. I will come back to the video when I finish eating so I can then start on the locks. Again, look at them. It's really about to go down. It's about to go down. I'm telling you. You're going to want to tune in for that. So make sure you tune in about 15 minutes.